What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy, Willie Does Wrestling, back at it again with a brand new video and a brand new news video here today. Obviously, this is a follow-up on my most recent video over a month ago where we talked about Ricky Starks and his absence from AEW. That video actually did pretty decent, where we talked about Ricky Starks and his Chris Van Vliet interview, where he expressed really his frustrations with his absence from AEW. He hasn't wrestled a match since March 2024. And ever since he's been gone, obviously a lot of theories is because he was at WrestleMania to support Cody Rhodes when he won the WWE Championship. A lot of people say, oh, it's because everyone knows that when he leaves, he is going to go to the WWE. Oh, it's because he was injured and then there were plans for him to come back. Oh, but he refused to put people over. He was rejecting storyline pitches. There were a bunch of shit going around about Ricky Starks and why he was gone from AEW. Now, recent news coming out today is apparently Ricky Starks reportedly asked for his release from AEW. He wanted out of there right now, but according to sources, it was denied by Tony Khan. We're going to read this article by 411 Mania, and we are going to give our thoughts here in this video. This could be a little bit of a rant. I don't care. Obviously, if you watched my last video, you are going to know my thoughts about this. I think Ricky Starks should be gone from AEW if Tony Khan is not going to use him. But let's read this article. Let's get a bit more context, and then we'll give our thoughts later on. Ibu of Wrestle Purists via Fightful reports that Ricky Starks asked for his release from AEW some time ago, but it was denied by AEW President Tony Khan. This means that Starks will have to wait until his contract is up. It is said there are, quote, a lot of things that led to the situation between Starks and AEW, and most of it will, quote, never be reported. Starks is planning to stay in the public eye by working independent dates. His last AEW match was on March 30th, 2024 on an episode of Collision. And that's really all that really has to say. You could really debunk this. You could say, oh, this is fake. Oh, there's no way that he would have asked for his release. Oh, this is by Ibu of Wrestle Purists, which means, oh, this is fake. But to be quite honest, I wouldn't be surprised. It said some time ago. This might not be recent, but this is coming out now. I do believe Ricky Starks at one point in this 10-month absence that he would have asked for his release. I mean, if you watched that Chris Van Vliet interview, if you watch that interview back, and if you saw the tone of his voice, the look in his eyes, how he wanted to say something but he couldn't, that gives me all the reason in the world to believe he wants out. Ricky Starks does not want to be in AEW anymore. Unfortunately, we are going to see this with a lot of people who probably have interest in their eyes of them wanting to go to AEW. I mean WWE, or wanting to leave AEW as a whole. We're seeing this with Miro. We're seeing this with Ray Fenix. We're seeing this with Malachi Black. And we are seeing it in Ricky Starks. We're even seeing it in Tony's favorite golden fucking goose, Britt Baker. Tony Khan apparently reportedly is fed up with Britt Baker's bullshit, and she's never going to be seen on AEW TV again. Whether or not you want to believe that, that is your opinion. But in terms of me believing this, I believe this 100%. I don't care who this came from. Because Ricky Starks, you gotta think, this was ever since WrestleMania. His last match was what? March 30th, 2024. Couple days later was WrestleMania. April 1st and April 2nd, I want to say. Who coincidentally was backstage when his buddy won the biggest prize in all of professional wrestling in one of the biggest shows of the year. That's right, Ricky Starks was there. He supported his buddy who used to be an EVP for your company. What are we doing? You're going to punish him? You're going to punish him for supporting his friend? Oh, yeah, but let's allow Bailey and fucking Naomi and all those motherfuckers to be in the stands when Mercedes Moné is wrestling a match, but we are going to hate it when an AEW talent supports a WWE talent. Why? I think my microphone's a little bit fucked. I'm sorry. Why? If you are not going to use Ricky Starks, or if he is not in any plans, if he's not in any segments, if you are not going to use him for the rest of his contract, let him go. But you want to know why they're not going to let this guy go? You want to know why they're going to let Ricky Starks ride out the rest of his contract on a couch or working a few independent dates? You want to know why? Because they know Ricky Starks will go to the WWE. Don't believe me? Look at the response. I really think that my audio is fucking up, and I don't know why. Look at how AEW responded to Penta debuting in the WWE on Raw on Netflix. Look at the way AEW responded to that, because after that, all of Ray Fenix's merch got removed. We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to touch base on that. They know that when Ricky Starks' AEW contract is up, he is going to go to WWE. And they are afraid of that. Because if Penta, a tag team guy in AEW, was able to rise up and get the stock that he does in the WWE, be presented like a star, wrestling matches every single week, imagine how the Revolution is televised is going to be presented. Whether he's on Raw, whether he's on SmackDown, or even if it's NXT. There was at one point where we thought Ricky Starks was going to be the absolute future of AEW. He was getting prominently featured. He had amazing feuds. He had amazing segments. He was a great talker. He had all the tools to be a world champion. But because he's friends with the traitor, he's friends with the guy who left and inspired numerous other people to follow suit in Jade Cargill, CM Punk, Lexis King, Shawn Spears, Ethan Page, Penta, and maybe even now Malachi Black. Ricky Starks, they don't want him joining that train yet until at least maybe March, April, May, whatever fucking extended time they add to his contract. They know Ray Fenix is going to do the same. AEW is now becoming more and more like 2019 WWE when Vince McMahon was in charge. Do you not see what is wrong here? Keeping wrestlers hostage in their contracts. because they're scared they're going to go to the other channel. That was what Vince used to do. Oh, I'm sorry, you want to leave? No. You're going to sit your fucking ass at home the rest of your contract, and then once it expires in a couple of months, maybe even a year from now, then you can go to the other channel. Then you can go to the other channel. Then you can go and join the competition. Tony Khan is becoming more and more like Vince McMahon. What happened to you being a friend, Tony? What happened to you caring so much about other people's feelings? What happened to you being buddy-buddy? Oh, I'm sorry. That only happens when that benefits you. You think, if Tony Khan was such a nice fucking guy, if someone like Ricky Starks would be like, hey man, I want to work, or if you hear something from a podcast when he's like, I want to work, I want to wrestle, I'm in the best shape of my life, I don't want any ring rust, I don't want none of that, I don't want to fizzle out the rest of my career. If he's such a nice guy that everyone, even the AEW dick suckers, want to say, you'd hear something like that on Chris Van Vliet's show and be like, okay, well then, we're going to book you in a prominent position, or we'll be like, what do you want to do, buddy? Just so that way there could be an off chance that Ricky Starks changes his mind and says, fuck that, actually, I think I'll stay. No. It's Tony's just going to be like, no, I know you're friends with Cody. I know you're cool with Punk. So I'm just gonna have you wait out the rest of your contract. What are we doing here, guys? This Tony Khan is the guy that everyone wants to fucking defend on a silver platter and die on a hill line because he's a nerd, just like you, just like me, just like everyone in the IWC. He's relatable. He gave us the alternative that we wanted. Back when Vince, the senile old man, was in charge. Cool. And now look at what AEW has become. A fucking prison. There was a tweet that I saw earlier today that I retweeted. I'm going to show it to all of you right now. And it really dives home how I feel. Oh shit, I got 5.1k impressions on my post in the last 7 days. That's nice. Let's see. I repost way more than I like to admit. Where the fuck was it? Did I not retweet it? I must not have. But it was like a prison break meme. I guess I didn't. But, here we go. This was also, since we're on this topic, because I couldn't find the meme I was looking for, Dr. Chris Featherstone, PhD, which is apparently a wrestling source now, Ricky Starks has asked for his release from AEW, I have been informed. So this is coming from Ibu, and Dr. Chris. The reason is due to frustrations with the current creative process and not being used since a tag team loss with Big Bill against Top Flight 10 months ago on the March 30th, 2024 episode of Collision. I have also been informed that Starks has never turned down any creative ideas throughout his entire 10-month television absence, and he is simply just not being utilized. Starks is currently still with the company, and his release at this time is not being granted. That was reported here. Cultaholic also saying it. Ricky Starks has reportedly asked for his release from AEW, but Tony Khan won't give it to him. Quote says, this is from Ibu, I guess this is a quote from him. At the end of the day, things happen to where he's on the outs with AEW right now. It is what it is. There's a lot of things. Most of it will never be reported, but ultimately there's a falling out there, and it is what it is. He's asked for a release. Tony won't give it to him, and he's just going to wait the rest of his deal. He's going to stay relevant by working indie dates, and good for him. I'm happy for him. That's just the situation in the meantime. He will always be relevant. Ricky Starks is a star. Why doesn't Ricky try and force his way out of the contract? I know WWE would welcome him with open arms, and his former co-workers are being used a ton, such as Ethan Page and Shawn Spears. If you're not going to use them on TV anyway, why does it matter if they go to another company? I just don't get it. Thank you, Clown King. Thank you, Clown King. You earned a fucking follow. I swear, man. Like, seriously. Tony is such a petty bitch. He will get guaranteed money for the time being. Interested if they sort out their differences. It doesn't fucking matter. You're a wrestler, my guy. You're going to want to wrestle. But anyways, guys. Tony Khan's a petty bitch. Fuck him. I hope he steps down soon. I hope Ricky Starks gets out of his contract soon. You could write off Malachi Black off TV. You could have the 3 members of the House of Black sit there and be like, the voice is dead. But not Ricky Starks. No, no, no. I saw a lot of people say Ricky Starks should take the CM Punk route and just choke somebody out a little bit. Can that person be Tony Khan, please? Can that person be Tony Khan? I'm genuinely wondering. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I'm going to say about the matter, because I feel like I'm repeating myself. But yes, Ricky Starks asked for his release. Tony Khan says no, and he's going to let Ricky Starks ride out the rest of his contract, and then he's going to be out of AEW. Absolutely shitty situation. So pointless, so meaningless. Like I keep saying, if you're not going to use him, get rid of him. Get rid of him. Because this isn't a fucking punishment anymore. This is imprisonment. But ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts on the whole Ricky Starks situation? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. I'd very much love to hear your opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are new here, be sure to leave a like. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to turn post notifications on, so that way you never miss an upload. We do live streams. We do universe modes. We do news videos such as this one. And we do fantasy bookings, predictions, all the whole 9 yards about WWE and AEW. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, this has been your boy, Willie Does Wrestling. That will do it for me here today. I will see you in the next video. Be good, people, and peace. Oh, and free Ricky Starks.